everyone, and welcome to the Inkosi Super Cup Season 4 by Nodwin Gaming. We are on week 6. It's exciting. How are you guys? Arrow, Viper, are you okay or today?
Yep, very much excited.
Yeah, looking good and
Yeah.
live.
Yeah, so it's gonna be very interesting today. Last week we didn't get to see much of each other, but today we're gonna see the teams more hyped than ever, and we're gonna see who's gonna win the winner chicken dinner today. It is a PUBG tournament for the Inkosi Super Cup Season 4. Let's see the schedule of the day, what's going to happen, which maps are going to be fighting in. We are going to start with Erangel and then Sanhok, the little map we all love, and then we're gonna end it with Miramar. And for the prize pool distribution, what's going on with the prizes today? What are we gonna earn? What are we gonna win? As you can see, the total prize pool is $840 per week, $105. The first place gets to go home with $45, the second place with $30, the third place 15, and the fourth place with the same $15. It's still a good chicken dinner. You can buy a big chicken with $50. With $15. So let's see the teams today. Who is going to be competing for this delicious chicken dinner? So we have X Space, Undisputed Africa Esports that we love. We already know them. We're going to go with the Hells Jinx Pit, TBSX, the Boat Squad, Blue Sharks, Royal Demolition Explosive. Oh, we are waiting for explosive today. So Royal Demo X, Matland. We already saw Matland. They are really mad. I can say that. Helping quit addiction, Africa. Which addiction I think we're gonna see in the matches today. Gold Diggers Esports, and for the second page, which teams are going to compete. F4 Legacy, EST, Blackjack Esports that we know, Bella Ciao Reborn. I think we're gonna see some Professor, some Rio, some Tokyo today. I think. Let's see, BBC X, the team close to the hearts of Viper, and BBC Girls. Oh, so today there are some girls. I can't wait to see how they're going to play today. I think this is my personal favorite. I'm already biased to when there's a girl team. I'm for the girls team. So about the points distribution, I'm gonna leave. I don't know, Viper. Can you make us go through the point distribution? I think I talked too much today.
Yeah,
So
I got it. I got it. Yeah, so we can see, I think I'm just going to start from the order in which they die off. If you are dying between that 13th and 16th position today, you are going to be going on with 0 points. But as it goes higher, it gets better. 8 to 12 position, you can see it's going to be 1 point. 7th position will be going on with 2 placement points right there. And 6th position, having it a little bit better than the rest with 4 points, and maybe not enough to actually get you higher on that table, but it is something. Fifth position is going to have 6 points, while the fourth position will have 8 points. Third, looking really good out there on the table with 10 points if you pack a boatload of kills, which in which each of those kills will give you 1 point. You have 10 points for that third position right there. Second point also will be having 12 points on that table, while the winner chicken dinner will be taking home that 15 massive points plus 1 point per kill right there.
yeah, that's impressive. We are going to see who is gonna get this 15 points today. So, what do you think about these teams today? Do you know? We know some of them, but do you think we are going to be surprised by some of the team, Alex?
Honestly, I'm looking at the teams that have made it through to these three maps for the evening, and I'm comparing it to the overall standings, the master standings as well. And to be quite frank, there's no one there that's in that standing. So it's going to be a little bit of a new shock or surprise to some of us. Maybe not really. Maybe it was the inconsistency from them in the previous weeks that they didn't really get to make it into this final stages for the evening. So it could still be surprise, surprise, especially to Undisputed Africa, etc. Because we know who they are, we know how they perform. But how do they perform under the three maps with new blood, new teams in the three maps that we have today? But it's also quite questionable what happened to the likes of Black Hawk, Active Gaming, G3 Mac, etc. Like, how come they're not trying their level best to try get into these positions so that they can, pick up points on the overall? Because that relegation promotion stages are coming very quickly.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Viper, what do you think?
Yeah, actually, I'm seeing as a lot of teams out here. Actually, new teams. I see just about 4 teams on that leaderboard right now, with the likes of BBC coming back strong week after week. Blackjack Esports, I think they started around week 3, and they've been coming back week after since week 4. And yeah, definitely a lot of new blood out here. It's going to be a lot of surprises for the teams that have been in the game before, that are used to a certain kind of play style. So I love to see how they are going to be, coping today and making it work.
Yeah, yeah. So, let me talk to my French speaking audience. I didn't say hi to them today. Donc, bonjour, on se connaît, vous me connaissez, je vous connais. Bon, on va aller vite aujourd'hui, hein. Vous connaissez le truc, c'est Inkosi Super Cup, c'est la saison 4. On a la semaine 6, il reste 2 semaines. Donc, aujourd'hui, on a des teams qu'on connaît, on a d'autres teams qu'on ne connaît pas. Mais bon, en ce moment, c'est un peu, ça chauffe quoi, parce que il y a des teams au début qui étaient fortes. Après, elles sont un peu descendues. Bon, on va voir un peu ce qui va se passer aujourd'hui, qui va partir avec le winner chicken dinner, le bon poulet là, comme, comme on aime bien le dire sur PUBG. Donc, on va voir qui va être le plus fort, hein. On a vu la distribution des points. Le 15e, le premier aura 15. Et puis, on va ajouter un point par élimination dans cette équipe. Après, chaque équipe aura ses points selon sa position. So, what do you think is the best strategy today? Because we have teams we know, we have teams we don't know. So, maybe, I don't know, against underrated esports, what do you think is the best strategy to beat them? Because we saw how they played in last week. So, do you know what's the best strategy to get them to their end, maybe? Viper.
That is a really tough question, because looking at the likes of underrated esports, IB7, even though they are not present today, these are teams that it's really difficult to pull up something from your arts of magic that you want to use it to counter them, because they are always switching plays. They have a dynamic gameplay. So it's really difficult for you to counter something like that. But what I would say for teams would be, just be flexible, react to whatever situations that you find yourself in, and pray for the gods of PUBG to be on your side as well.
And pray for Kauka. So I'm gonna leave it to you. The game is starting right now. The teams are already deploying. So let us go and take us away.
Yeah. Iro,
Yeah.
you want to take this playing part?
Oh, okay. So first and foremost, we do have the plane route going from, what is that, southwest to northeast. It does look like, maybe, but you do got the likes of Yasnaya, which could be a place to go, ruins, hospital, quarry, and all this. It does also really look like we're gonna have people going military base as well, which we've come to understand is not really the best of spots to go into. The bridges can get
Yeah.
gatekeeped if the zone rotation is outside military base, and which is most likely to happen a lot of the times because the map have, as we seen in the past in courses, doesn't really form that side. It takes a couple, but as you can
Ooh,
see,
interesting.
military base is going to be there, but I can almost guarantee that the people who do land there will need to make an early rotation outside that bridge area because, the likes of people landing just at Malta farm and so forth are going to need to, they're going to be gatekeeping. And we've seen it before. We've seen it happen so many times. So
Your first hand.
yeah, SPX and all of these guys, they need to then get out of there, and it's gonna be very congested in that area. But yeah, nice widespread of teams distributed around the map. This means passive gameplay that we're gonna be expecting. Fortunately, that's gonna be sad for us, but we're gonna still have an entertainment of note going towards that end game.
Yeah, I can already see. Even though these teams are a bit spread out right now, we have a bit of interlacing in between a few of these teams, especially around that Rozok apartment
Yeah.
area right there, school area. Oh, we might be seeing a couple of early knocks also popping up right now from Mad, already making their name known in that skill field and confirming some kill points as well, which is what we love to see. And
Mm.
I also like to point it out that all through from week one to this moment, I've always noticed that we've had a couple of teams that almost always land in that is the military base, Sosnovka military base island. And so I've been paying attention. It does seem like SPX likes going on to that military base island. But looking at that leaderboard, I don't think I see them in that top 20 list. And it does say something about actually heading on to that military base island because it means you are probably putting yourself at a disadvantage, especially if that first zone doesn't come towards your side. I don't know if you share my view right there,
Mm.
Myro.
Yeah, definitely. Man, I don't know. This the overall standings and so forth, and from the teams that we would want to see, like Active Gaming, for instance, is a team that I would like to see, in these positions going into uh a consistency basis. Last season they were very close and made it into the promotion relegation phases, but unfortunately, we're just they're not able to clutch up their games and make it through to the phases over there. But now we've come down to literally this form of part where we have new teams, and for these new teams that are trying now, they're still week 7, week 8, and today to try get at least 60 plus points. It's
Oh,
very
it's a
hard.
lot of work.
It is.
They have their work cut out for them.
It can be a winner chicken dinner with 15 kills and consistent placement points, but
Consistent, exactly.
yeah,
That is the word.
yeah, but like you say, you gotta take a rabbit out of a hat and try perform to that best of your abilities. Like I'm really shocked. I mean, if you look at that teams today and you look at that, the bottom part of the Inkosi overall standings, there's nobody that's in there.
Nobody.
It's
But
all
one
just new
thing,
teams.
yeah, one thing we still have to keep in mind, Iro, is it's not just about the promotion relegation at the moment. There's still a lot of prizes out there to be won every week. So hey,
Yeah, yeah,
you still
exactly.
can get money if you perform well. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying?
exactly.
So it's still a win-win situation. At least the teams would get some sort of training, get themselves better for the upcoming events, Inkosi events that might be coming up in
Yeah,
the next season and whatnot. But at least this is some sort of training for them to be able to be up to par in that next event that will be happening. Even though they might not be able to make that promotion relegation, but the training never goes to waste. You are
definitely,
always out there
definitely.
trying to build the synergy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's always the goal to go to Umzansi. I mean, it's so many weeks put in. It's so many sweaty moments that you find yourself in and week out.
Week out.
And if you're not finding that consistency, mentality is a huge thing that comes into play as well. So for these teams, like IB7 underrated esports, BBC, etc. For them, they're looking very much happy and could be heavy hitters going into the Mzansi. The Mzansi itself is a whole different league. I've seen
Oh,
it,
It
and
is.
it's not something you want to toy with, and it's based
Eh,
more on consistency there because you get to sort of verse the same teams in a way. So
yeah.
there you get to you
It-
get to learn, you get to understand, you get to get better at the game as well, because now you're playing at a higher professional. But in course is so special in a sense that every week is different. You may be one of the consistent teams going in, but you may be landing at military base every single week, but now there's a new team that decides to also land at military base, and then things start to shake up. So that's what I love about the Inkosi, is that it brings this instability in a way, this inconsistency with the teams, that it makes the esports and the competitiveness very much exciting. First map is all about
yeah,
learning your opponents. Then the sec,
exactly.
you learning where people land, you learning how things are going for you, and then Sanhok, it's like, okay, I know the gunfight. I see the kill feeds. I see this happening. I know what I can do better in this situations and so forth. And then, yeah, Miramar is where you full send. If you're not doing a well already in Miramar, you full send it. You
Just
try get as much as you can, because
exactly.
you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. So it counts literally from, I would say for me, if I was a competitor in this, Sandhawk would be, that thing where I start to change things for myself and the team and so forth. So game one's just a learning phase for me. Regardless of how things play, I play it slow towards the end, see how what the gun fighting is feeling like with me and the oppositions. But yeah, of course, see PUBG Mobile for you guys.
But even though you're trying to improve your learning curve,
Yeah,
that first game, the issue there is the map doesn't repeat itself.
exactly.
So strats for each map usually
Aish.
differs with teams. So at times it's just basically how well your team can read situations and
Yeah.
react to them on the fly. Like right now in Kosia is just about testing how you can pull yourself out of crazy situations randomly, and make your team the victor in any top spot you find yourself in at the moment. So
Oh,
that's just
true,
Nkosi at the point
true.
at the moment right now. It just keeps testing you, pushing you to the brink. Like if we put you against a really tough team out of the blues, you have absolutely zero idea about how their stats are, how they flank, how they move, the kind of utilities they use, the kind of guns they use, if they like to do CQCs or long range. You just have to reach that in the moment, under that pressure.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, it comes. There's so many factors, and now we're looking at one of the other factors: UAE gatekeeping that bridge. And this is something we've seen before. I don't know if you remember the last time we actually
Definitely. Oh,
watched. We
they
saw
always do it.
UAE, gatekeep that bridge, and they got a couple kills, and they're doing it yet again. Strategy is paying off to them very well. And then you got
Yeah.
Hellfire, Speedy, and all these guys just looting. I've still 16 teams remaining, 60 players on the board here with us, guys. So we're going to be seeing another spectacular game yet happening for
Yeah.
us here in Erangel.
If UAE is actually going to go ahead with keeping that bridge, they have got to be careful, because the team they are trying to get keep against does seem to be a really strong team as well. The bot squad, as I can see, they are like 8 on that leaderboard, and I can see a lot of players in that team that does seem to know their onions. Like they've played in really good competitions around. I think a
Mm,
couple of them has actually played in the Umzansi League, and
okay.
I see a couple of really good IGLs and fraggers in that team as well. Darkness,
Mm,
but Jeff, really good guys out there.
okay.
So they've got to be careful, and because you never just know what to expect. But I can see them already making their way in
Yeah.
deeper towards shelter. It's actually quite beautiful to see that the set of teams that we have, the only very few are making the late rotations, like SPX and RDX right now. The rest of the squad are already setting themselves up deep inside that zone in close proximity of each other, just to like catch a lot of the other teams that are rotating late right now on
Yeah.
rotations, and pick up as many teams as possible,
Yeah.
as many kills as possible.
Definitely. I mean, when it starts to get cramped up like this, you will see action, and we are seeing the kill feed, light, and gunfire happening. So it comes down to who's set up base, who got there earlier, and who's already comfortably in the buildings. For Chao, doesn't look too good because Mamba gets taken down. But now Worry in a definite worry positioning because the teams over here just storm rolling onto the positions and they manage to then knock it down the play over
So
there. And it's just down to literally Ritz, and that's a team wipe
yeah,
coming out, and BBCX getting themselves some
yeah.
comfortable. But look at that now, Mad Clan
Third
is getting
party.
into a third party. And this is where I was talking about the cramped situations that we get. And it doesn't look like Mad Clan is going to let these guys heal up
Oh,
successfully.
definitely not. You can see they've got two dropped already. If I were to be a player, I'm not going to let that. Oh, this man has got to be careful with his nades, though. Just looks like he's almost blown himself up out there. But it's would love to see these things happen under pressure. But I was going to say something about Chiao in that particular fight. They had the right setup, I must say. But unfortunately, one thing they didn't do right was actually give each other proper crossfire in that fight. As it was almost as though they took that fight one on one. But
And
at the same time, we
exactly.
can see BBC is actually handling this a bit well. It's just two of them. Oh, one of them left up alive. They are getting overwhelmed, Iro. I think
Yeah.
this might be it.
They're just about to find the last player over here, but
Wow.
Lancia not giving them a easy fight. And now it's down to literally a
No.
single one-on-one situation, and he's reloading and caught himself in a sticky situation. But for Mad, something that you mentioned there, a child, they were fighting also on a one-on-one situation. So was Mad. Mad were pushing in different angles with a solo player,
Exactly.
and they found themselves, two players down in a greedy situation when they could have played that so much more safer. They did
A
get the
lot
kills from a
safer.
from an angle, but they pushed in as solos and going up against BBCX. It's not going to be a quick solo, quick one fight or whatever the case may be there.
Of course not.
So Mad picked up some good kills for themselves, but now they're going to have to play it safe going towards the next zone rotations, and that just means not a lot of placement, not a lot of eliminations on board now for them going towards the end.
Yeah, it's actually quite beautiful to see with PJE already picking up a few kills right now. The northern eastern part of this map right now, the circle is looking a lot empty, and a lot of teams are moving in from that western part, and it's really choked up right there. So we are going to be seeing a lot of team drops right now. PJ is at it yet
Hmm.
again this week. You can see them
Yep.
just moving forward right now. BBC girls just got taken out. Now BJE is looking to deal some damage into the BBC X team right there. You can see the nades already raining into their position. It's a bad one for BBC X right now because they are they are really in a position where they are mostly clogged up, and a couple of nades could change. Ooh, could change the tides of things around for them right now because BJ is just fishing right now. They are looking for check it out. They've been able to take one knock. Zayn has that flanking angle and he's going to capitalize on that. Spots one moving back. It's at this point he's just going to take. Oh, that is just an oversight right there happening, and Zayn is going to pay for that one real quick. I believe they would be confirming that too, but it just seems like BJ wants to get the hell out of dodge real quick. Uh,
Yeah.
Luckily enough, they were able to defend themselves. The smokes came in pretty handy for them, I must say.
Oh man, the BGE played that again too aggressive. Like we all seen the mistakes come out from the lower division players and so forth. They a bit too aggressive solo play it and not together. Where we see BBC not really break formation. They stayed together and it worked out in their favor because they played very well, managing with a three-man to turn things around. They can't get that revive and now continue as a full squad. We do see Mad,
Yeah, it is
rotating
what
on
it
the blue
is.
zone.
So we can see we've still
Yeah.
got 14 teams up alive right now, a couple of nades raining onto enemy teams, but Jeff from the bot squad also able to connect a couple of shots, and the next zone is going to pop, sending everyone except for UAE and RDX, and Payne and his team right up north right there in shelter left in the team, and every other person has to find a way to make their rotations into the zone, which is going to be a really tough one for them to do because I cannot begin to imagine how they will be getting into this zone right now. The earlier you get into this tiny zone, the better for you because if there is a team that has been able to actually set up themselves in a really good position it's going to be difficult for you to make your way in, because the next zone is definitely going to stink. It's going to stink. And as we can see, a lot of these teams are still up with 4 players right now. You can see the bot squad already gearing up to make their way in as well. Oh, well, Fire is going to spot Magic, while Pain will take him down really quickly. It's looking all sheets of beautiful on every axis that I look right now, and every team is concerned about making their way in deeper into the zone, I must say. But
Yep.
while they make this kind of rotations into the zone at this late time, you tend to lose 1 or 2 players along the way. But the better for you, that is why I say it's better for you to actually get into that zone really quickly. As you can see, Blackjack Esports already sitting pretty inside the zone, UAE as well, not moving much. They are just going to be defending that compound, that little arena they've got, and will be taking shots towards every single person rotating around them. And they've lost one earlier on, and it was quite smart of them to just retreat from that fight with BBCX to be able to just reset and set themselves up for a better position. BBCX is taking a couple of hits off in the distance, and yeah, I think Reverb is doing a beautiful job out here, because he's got his eyes trained on every single action going on around him. He hears a shot right behind him. He goes to check it out, and he's reacting at the same time to the new shots that are coming out. He's making sure he's getting in as much info that he can get. Right now, you can see this man is pretty much just. He's even trying to, disable the enemy's mobility off in the distance as well. But he's got to be careful not to get caught out in the open, because it's not outrightly too close to his teammate right now. He's got his head on his swivel at the moment, and it's what you really love to see coming out from this beautiful player right there. And yeah, Southside from Muta also is going to be having um Kyung Ming frags coming in with EST really close to them as well. So we might be seeing a bit of confrontation coming in from that axis. But I'm loving what I'm seeing right now from the bot squad with that setup they've got on the eastern part of the map. That kite setup they've got right now. If you move around that axis or mistakenly get into the midst of that team right now, you are going to get shot from all angles and probably will be taken out in the blink of an eye, I must say. And yeah, it's just beautiful to see. We are going to be seeing a lot of back and forth going on right now, because most of the teams have been able to get into the zone successfully and holding spots. So a lot of back and forth knocks coming out from teams, maybe a few confirmations and a lot of revives as well. But as the next zone is going to pop, it is going to be a major, major factor in how the team numbers are going to be dropping. We can see it's going to be
Mm.
31. It's going to be 13 teams up alive right now with still 41 players. This is still a lot of players, and this is zone 5. It is going to get a lot closer. And with what I can see right out here, they have not much to work with except for their vehicles are solid cover, smokes as that immediate, soft cover in which you can just use to make a quick movement or use it to your advantage as well. Oh, the EST is not looking good on their axis as they are getting shot from all angles.
Yeah.
UAE taking the shots in onto them. Kill Ming looking towards their axis and taking the shot. Even we've got Delusion and his team also looking towards their position right now and just raining down the shots as well. Even RDX is also looking towards their axis. This is not the spot you want to be at this moment. SPX is not also far off, and I think that is going to be EST getting confirmed out in 13th place as well. I am loving what I'm seeing from UAE right now. They have the position in which they could take a couple of shots right into every rotating team right there. You can see SPX is going to be taking a lot of damage right there from UAE as they try to make their rotations. But Cops might be in a bit of a sandwich position as Cafe is going to be coming in right behind him as well. And I told you guys this is where it gets really crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
As the
definitely.
zone collapses, you will see a lot of teams making their way into that zone, and it is going to be a lot of death. You can see the confirmations are coming out, team dropping really, really fast. We can see already down to 19th right now and still dropping. And we've seen that the teams that were lucky, blessed with the zone, and have been able to actually read that zone quite accurately are just at the moment just picking up kills, just packing that kills left, right, and center. UAE
Ooh.
looking strong in their axis. Same, I can say with BBC. Oh, they just lost a player right there, and they are currently getting challenged by Mafia, as Mafia is looking to hold them back on that axis. They need to pop out some teamwork to actually make it work for them.
Yeah,
And
no,
looking how shades up, it is still on 19, 24 players throttling around this Erangel map right now with their guns in hand, grenades in pocket, looking to see if they could get a couple of shots into other enemies and drop them as well. I'm actually there's something I keep saying about the African scene. I must say the prowess of our throwing grenades and molotovs. Are we have almost perfected it. You see, in these games, you can count at least 10 kills by grenade.
yeah, no, it's been crazy what has happened throughout the course of a year. 7 teams remain, and TBS and them do
Yeah.
have like a really good spot, put themselves in a position center. But now they're making a rotation into the next location, and they go in with a straight-on battle. And Darkness and Bot Jeff have now been taking the damage. Wally's looking quite low on HP. He's going to be taken down as well by Reverb, and BGE is able to pick up some kills yet again for themselves. And that was an aggressive gameplay coming out from Bot Jeff and them, and it just didn't seem to work out. But that was literally the only safe haven for them that they could have worked towards to. But unfortunately, they will be, in a tough position themselves. Genie and them are able to sort of revive their players. Hopefully, it does look like that could come into play. But now 16, 17 players remaining. And we can still see there's still a couple squads towards the outside of that zone, and we can see what would be happening. But as we get this bird's view, we can tell that, oof, BBC still in this one. It's going to be a very, very hectic gameplay towards that very end. Now Havoc is just looting up, getting his utilities up to a good position right now, and taking in as well some shots. This is looking good for BGE as well. Blackjack Esports. They managed to get themselves all the way here, Viper, which is amazing to see. Just a couple grenades being played, and we can look at that over there. BGMG with the Kobe in the kill feed. And now we're down to literally 5 teams and 14 players. Things are starting to cook up. Havoc gets eliminated by UAE Inspector. UAE Ace and Taz are still alive, so they also got 3 from them. TBS have 3 members. BGE is very much separated over here, forming a good formation, but as solos across, they could find themselves in a sticky situation where we could get UAE eliminating Reverb, Device eliminating Cheddar, and then maybe Delusion, Poisidion, and Mortal are able to pick up MG. But it does look like now Reverb and MG could get closer to each other and then put themselves into a good position. So let's see what happens over there. Circle still shrinking. Now the players on the edge of zone need to walk in and start making those rotations. Seeing the gunfire happen, and now Reverb getting taken down by Delusional. And now we're down to MG and Chatter, who have 6 kills in the back pocket, so that's going to be good for them. A lot of kill points, which should be spectacular. Let's see exactly what happens with the team going into play right now. We do see him take on the action over there. MG just getting in a couple confirmations. Down to 10. Maybe he can't get the revive, but it's not going to happen from UAE, as UAE is pushing onto the positions of MJE, and they're going to be taken out over there. So BGE taken out. Very unfortunate. It's now down to Cheddar. 4 teams. The BBC X Device as a solo, as well as BGE Cheddar. These 2 solos hogging onto those placement points. Who will come out in 3rd or 2nd is the question out of there. So it's going to be a 3v3 situation that we'll be seeing towards that end game of UAE versus TBS, and they're going to take a couple shots. Cheddar as a solo, not able to connect anything surreal. And Viper, things are looking really serious right now. Ace and Inspector still in a tough position, and Wally managing to get in an explosion onto the vehicle. Darkness in a good position. Genji and Wally still in a good position as well. UAE, Ace, and them need to make that rotation into the center zone. Doesn't look like they do have, the rotation into play for them. If anything, TBS have the advantage being that they can get into it. But Cheddar could be a nuisance and cause a lot of havoc for these two teams, maybe taking out a player, and then the numbers are not in favor for the 3v3. We could potentially see a 3v2. But for Cheddar, he's also in a good position, right? So Inspector, Taz, and Ace trying to get in slowly, but Cheddar is just not allowing it as he shoots through the window, gets a couple tags. And we're going into this final moment. Inspector really low on HP. Cheddar making known over there that he is present, even though he is a solo. He's causing that mess. Darkness gets in a good shot onto Taz over there. Ace is also just a smither of HP. They get taken out, and now it's a 3v1. But if you look at Wally and Jinji, they are very low on HP, and they could find themselves in a tough position needing to make the rotation, but they've managed to heal up right now, so they can easily take this 3v1. But will Cheddar let it happen to their play, or will he be a playmaker and solo clutch the winner chicken dinner? He's managed to get in a decent amount of damage. Now it comes down to this very last moment. He gets one down. Two players remaining out from TBS. He wants that confirmation. Darkness is quite low on HP, so it's at 1v2. Darkness is very low on HP, takes a bandage at hand right now. And oh, what are we witnessing? He's gonna try get in a 1v3 situation to win the winner chicken dinner. It's coming down to this very moment behind the vehicle. He moves behind that tree. He gets in a shot. He goes down. He gets the win. What a winner chicken dinner. What a clutch of madness that we got to witness over there. Fantastic scenes coming out from Blackjack Esports and Cheddar to walk away with all the eliminations and a clutch moment of note. Managing to take out UAE, managing to take out TBS. He's done it all, and that is going to go into the history of Inkosi over here, ladies and gentlemen. Oof. Ooh, that was beautiful. But TDS coming in second, UAE in third. Some good eliminations on the board over there. So much to talk about just on that game. But yeah, let's see what this means for Blackjack Esports. They really started rough on the Inkosi, but they worked it all the way to the very top. And now with that massive solo clutch win, they definitely rank in a lot of placement points as well as eliminations just for that one. And ooh, that was amazing.
This was crazy. I was like on my chair, like, what's gonna happen? Is he gonna win? And he did. Like, at first I wrote on my paper, like, I have a little paper where I write things
Yeah.
I should talk about later. At first, when I saw like Zayn playing, I put on my paper that uh, black BJ should strategize more and be less aggressive because it can cost them their chicken dinner. But
Oh,
Cheddar is a stellar player. Like, what happened? He wiped off all this team. Like, I don't I don't understand what happened with him, Alex.
yeah, that was amazing. I thought like maybe he was gonna be a nuisance, right, and take out one player from UAE, but then UAE were gonna find the elimination onto Cheddar. But then it was Darkness to also work from behind and get those two eliminations onto Taz and Ace, and then it was a 3v1 situation. And surely 3v1, I mean, the numbers are in the favor for TBS. They should have easily won that game, but
Yeah.
somehow Cheddar just works his way, farming down those damages, and then finds the eliminations, and then came down to that very last one-on-one moment. We saw him run out of ammo, and then he crouches down, lays on the ground,
Yeah.
pulls up the secondary weapon, and gets that elimination. What a way to get a winner
It
chicken
was
dinner.
crazy. Like, Cheddar, if you can see us, like,
Well done indeed.
bravo, bravo, well done. It was crazy. Like, we saw a lot of players on zone 5. It was crazy. There were more than 40 players. And then when it started to get down, 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 to this to this amazing final fight. Yeah, it was amazing. Like, let's see the can we see the standings of this game? Like, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Are the standings ready or
Well, we will have to wait and see. But some
well, yeah.
questionable plays there. Overall, and it was really exciting game number one. Really, towards that end, was explosive. Really explosive. A lot of
Yeah.
people started getting eliminated very quickly.
Yeah, yeah. I really thought that this team was going to kill like Cheddar and go on with their chicken dinner, but Cheddar like showed really a really good sportsmanship. I must say, e-sportsmanship. He was amazing, and yeah, yeah. That was crazy. Like, let me explain this to my French speaking audience. Parce que comme vous comprenez pas, moi je veux vous expliquer un peu. Déjà, on a eu, bon, vous avez vu le jeu, vous avez vu ce qui s'est passé. À la fin, c'était chaud. Au début, c'était un peu lent. On voyait les équipes n'ont pas trop joué. Pour moi, mon équipe de BBC Girls, bon, on les a pas trop vues, mais bon, en tout cas, c'est ça. On a vu au début que BG, on va dire en français, BG, l'équipe qui a gagné à la fin. Au début, c'était pas trop ça au niveau stratégie et tout. Mais Cheddar, dernier joueur qui est resté, il était seul contre deux équipes de trois joueurs. Il a réussi quand même à les effacer eux tous. Donc vraiment, vraiment, on doit l'applaudir quoi parce il a vraiment bien bossé. So, what do I don't know. We're going to go on a short break for the moment, and then we are going to see the previous game standings and go with game two. It's crazy today. I think it's going to be crazy for the second game in Sanhok. I think we're going to see some surprises. So let's see each other after the break. And we hope to hear more of Viper after this break. So, see ya. Welcome back to the Inkosi Super Cup Season 4. We are on week 6 and we welcome back Viper. Viper, are you okay
Yeah,
now?
back, sound and alive.
Okay, right. So, as you're here, we're going to let you take us through the standings because you didn't talk that much at the end of this game. So, can we have these standings now? Okay, Viper.
Yeah, I heard BJE had beautiful stuffs done because the last I saw was about three players left and they dropped down to just one player and the one player was able to take down the last two teams that were in that zone, clutching that winner chicken dinner for his team with a total of 29 points. That is a boatload of kills they've gotten out there. TBS as well coming into that second place. Not a bad squad, I must say, because I did expect a lot from them as well today. You can see them with 19 points in second place. UAE, the top names are actually topping the tables today. You can see UAE in that third place right there with 16 total points with 6 kills. BBCX also not too far off with 14 points. Royal Demo is going to be going on in the fifth position in the first game right there with 11 points. As helping quit addiction is also in that first page with 5 points. Mad Clan, BBC Girls, Gold Diggers, Gold Diggers is with 4 points, but Mad Clan and BBC Girls are with 5 points each in seventh and eighth position. And in that 10th position, we've got X Space with a total of 3 points and one kill. Moving over to the second page right now, we can see a lot of the teams on this second page. They have their work cut out for them, and I'm actually expecting a lot more from SPX Blue Sharks. I've seen them over the past weeks, and I expect to see them bring a better gameplay as they should have been able to get used to the dynamics of this particular Inkosi Cup right there. But we can see it's going to be SPX Blue Shark, Royal Demolition Explosive with 2 points each in 12th and 13th place, F4 Legacy with 1 point, EST with 1 point, and in the last position right there, unfortunate, could not get any money iced done out here. It's going to be Bella Ciao Reborn.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't see much of the professor or Tokyo or or any of this Bella Ciao team. I think they didn't get that it was a killing game. Maybe they wanted to only only steal
No.
money or something. But you have to wake up, guys, because we are waiting for you. Like last season was really about killing guns and things like that. So we are waiting for you to be about that. So, second game we're going to go on Sanhok. Iro, what do you think is the best strategy to play on this map?
Honestly, this map is all about getting in and getting out. You don't want to be too long hauled onto a fight. You want to make sure that if you do engage in any way possible, is if you disengage quickly or is if you take that fight as quick as possible, because third parties could be lurking as and hearing those gunfires happening, and then they will get involved and try, shoot from a distance, and that's where really Sanhok becomes a bit irritable. Is that these third, fourth parties get involved. So yeah, honestly, well, that's the strategy for today. Be as fast as possible in Sanhok, get in and get out.
Yeah, what do you think, Viper?
I
What
don't
would you
think I could
do?
have said it any better than Iro just did. It's a game of getting it and getting in and getting out. You want a third party, do it quick. You want to take a fight, be out of there quick. You want to get out of a fight, pick the race really quickly. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, do you have I don't know, some advice for these players on the second page of the game standings? Like I won't talk about my BBC girls because my BBC girls are on the first page today. BBC girls, congratulations! Thank you. So I don't know, maybe the heisters. Can you give them some advice because they only think about stealing the money. They don't think about killing killing other teams. Yeah,
Yeah,
Viper.
game dynamics for each map differ, so you could never really predict what is going to happen. So if they bring the kind of tactics they bring in game one, it might actually work for them in Sun, or you never can tell. Certain teams have maps in which they excel over the other. So let's see what they're going to be bringing in. But as we have said earlier on, whatever you're going to do, make your decisions as quickly as possible.
And do you think we are going to have a surprise like today with the BG team, Alex?
Honestly, those happen once in a while. So that first map,
Yeah.
Erangel, it will go down in the history for sure. I've only got to see one other solo clutch happening, and that was last season. So yeah, no surprises in Sanhok. Maybe we're gonna get a predictable UAE win, or maybe a BBC X or something like that. But for now, Cheddar and them, they do have that confidence boost going into game number two. So let's see what happens.
Okay, so take us away with the casting. We already started to deploy, so come on, we're going to watch how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. I know. As I always say every time in Sanhok, I'm looking for the team that will go to boot camp.
Yeah, I don't know. Boot camp is really a good place to sort of position yourself in. Paradise as well is a good place to go. Those are really the places you want to find yourself in.
Yeah, exactly. You know, boot camp. Why I really do love that boot camp is because majority it's always known to have one team in
Mm,
most of these events. Or just one team goes there and it is centralized position in such a way that even if the zone decides to pop into a really weird position, you are most likely going to have a path to get into the zone without much
mm.
troubles. And there's so much loot in boot camp. It is boot camp, of course. There's loot everywhere.
Definitely. What we have right now is actually a good widespread of teams landing at their set areas. I mean, nobody's really contesting each other. It doesn't look like it. Everyone's at their set POIs. Maybe Mad and as well as XE could potentially be contesting each other. The question is, will they go into battle? But yeah, RDX in a good position all the way on the lone. They can loot up that POI as well as then go to the cave. But yeah, as you can see right now, Mad Clan finding themselves in a potential fight here of Spawn against XE. So let's see exactly what the plays could potentially be like.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see already off the bat, the nades are coming out. They are looking to get a couple of opening knocks in this one. And these knocks, they are always like game changers. They get one knock and every other thing just fall into pieces. So I don't know. At this point in time, oh, yeah, see, he's been spotted out. That's some good communication from the XC teams. At least they've told the rest of their squad out there, like, oh, there's someone behind our fence. You care to give a hand?
Yeah, and that's the thing about landing separate. Sanhok, I don't think that's the strategy. It shouldn't be. If you're landing as a team, you land at that POI, and then you can rotate to loot parts and so forth. Sanhok is so small that you get to
Yeah,
split POIs and so forth. You're just gonna get pinched, and the numbers are not gonna be with you. Like we just seen here with Mad Clan, and now they're down to 3 players, if I'm not mistaken, and you can
yeah,
see Lone God over here trying to disengage a little bit, and he's running, and now he doesn't have anything for him, so like he can't really even try get eliminations that much because his loadout is looking very terrible. Magic picks up Zane, however, XC Zane, so that's going to be interesting to see how that turns around for him and how things play out. But there is going to be 2 players here in the distance trying to just fight. He is going to get that revive onto the players. Lone God,
oh,
however, he was running and now he's dead. Somehow he manages to find himself getting eliminated, and now Aqua and Magic need to really do the best.
yeah. I think what you said earlier on is quite accurate. As a squad in Sanok, the best gameplay you could have will be to land together, or even if you won't be landing together, you need to land in positions whereby you have constant eyes on each other, like you
Yeah,
could spot each other and cover for each other effectively in the distance. If you get what I'm saying, like what XE was able to do against the Mad Clan, because they had a 2-2 split, and the other 2 split was able to sandwich the solo player of Mad Clan that was right in between them and get that knock and confirmation right now. Mad Clan is taking a lot of it right now. You can see they are all spread out. There's just 2 players left up alive for them. Magic far in the distance, and Aqualand also far off in the distance. It's going to be a tough one for them right now. I would say the best way for them to actually move forward right now would be to find a way to actively disengage from this fight, because along the line we are going to be seeing XE will get impatient and would love to push that guy once they sniff that he's just a solo player out there and the other guy is not really close by. They will just take advantage of that and get that remaining kill points that they so long for right there. So
Mm.
we'd love to see how this one will turn out here.
Yeah, definitely. For Mad Clan, unfortunately, not starting to a mad start, and they will find themselves in a questionable position. But now we're starting to see players sort of come close together. And if I'm not mistaken, a full team somehow has been eliminated because we are down to 15. So let's see exactly what will be happening for the teams across. But BBCX in a good position for themselves. They've managed to get a good drop. UAE as well into a good position over there. So these are when you start to think, maybe BBC and UAE are predictable winner chicken dinners because of how good they are and where they've positioned themselves. But things could change, Things
Wow.
could honestly change. And look here, coming off from Aqualand, he manages to do some magic as well. Has magic picking up some kills as well. Confirmations coming across, and maybe they just didn't plan for this.
Wow. That just went sideways really quickly, but no, he got too confident over there. This is definitely not going their way right now. But I reckon they would be able to actually pin out XC down to about two players, I believe, as one is currently bleeding out off on the distance right now. Oh, Banks has got to be careful right now as Magic has got eyes on him, looking to deal a couple of 5.56 magics into his position. It's spread out like this is always difficult to predict. I must say, Harry, because you never can tell where the players could pop up from.
Yeah, but fights like these are just invitations to third parties, and maybe we're going to be seeing that coming to play soon. Now we can see Magic just trying to run strafe left and right so it doesn't get targeted, and we do
He's wiggling.
see a little bit of the oppositions maybe coming closer to the sounding of fights, and it's Xe, Zane, and Benna who are left. When they had the numbers, somehow the waiting game just didn't go in their favor. Tried making the rotations, and then they managed to pick them up just a bit over there. So let's see what will be happening with the teams now. But down to 55 players. TBS Darkness as well, almost getting into a fighting position. We can see that now coming up against Bella Chow. And Bella Chow, who have had a tough game, number one, have put themselves in a weird position. And you can see they're playing it very safe. They don't want to get into any fighting position. Wari keeping a offensive position for themselves. Mamba and Dretz as well in a good building play over there. But Bot Jeff and Wally are quite far away from Darkness right now, and they need to get closer to him to maybe then make a decision to W key. But it does look like maybe the formation is going to be left and right to push into this areas over here.
Yeah, looking at this fight between Chow, Bella Chow, and the bot squad right now, it's really difficult to predict how this one is going to go, because I can see Bella Chow is taking their time not to make any rash decisions right now, and the bot squad is also just trying to test out the waters, trying to see if they could bait them out, but doesn't seem like Bella Chow is going to be taking the bait on this one, as they are just sitting in their position, hoping to catch a mistake that will be made by the bot squad as is happening right there. But right in the kill field, a lot of other fight is going down as the BBC squad is also hitting up onto BBC girls, and they are also taking the fight straight back to them, and a lot of kills already going down out there. But Darkness is going to be the first man pushing up in. Oh, someone right behind him with his reflexes. Interesting one coming in from Darkness, and I love what I just saw right now. Darkness pushed in, but it wasn't a solo push.
Yeah, it wasn't a solo push. Chow, however, reaction times are just not there. As they do get into the buildings, they do get into those positions, but TBS is able to do
Wow.
a 180 on them and get those eliminations. And TBS is looking really, really strong for
Hmm.
this game over here. Let's see exactly what will be happening with them going into the further rotations. The zone hasn't closed just yet. You got RDX making those rotations in. And then there's two RDX teams in the map, so don't get too confused over there, guys. But NF are still in here. And where's UAE? UAE has made a significant rotation from where they were to go all the way right side into that play, and that's really questionable on
That
how that happened. And we did see Skinny Apollo and them try to make a play into the POI that we have Zane and Benner on, but they haven't engaged in any way.
Yeah, the I think they're actually just pulling back right now. They are probably like, oh, this fight is going to take a whole lot of time, and our backs are not covered. It's going to be difficult for us to push forward into these guys. Why not just let us find a better position and hold that position? I actually quite agree with that particular reasoning right there, because this is Sanhok. You don't want to get yourself into a sticky position right there, because if they start that fight, F4 will be looking to check out what's going on over there. SPX might also try to look towards that direction and possibly pop a couple of shots, and before you know it, they are down and out. But I must go back again to that quick engagement that happened between the bot squad and Bella Ciao. I wrote that engagement was really electrifying, because immediately darkness went into that building. I was expecting him to get knocked because there was someone right behind him.
Mm, yeah,
And
and he should have died. Honestly, he should
yeah,
have. Maybe not died.
exactly.
Maybe just get knocked in that position.
Knocked.
Yeah,
And then next thing, he just spun around. Such reflexes is just
yeah.
beautiful to see. Spun around, and then his teammate came in with that support just in the nick of time.
Mm,
Synergy like that, team synergy like that, being able to communicate and being able to be, it's not just about the communication, reacting to that information that you got from your teammates just in the nick of time is
y-
what separates the upcoming teams from the teams that are already working towards, getting into that next stage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we get to see that from the way they played it, and even when it was a solos v solo with Cairo, they with Chow, they in the building over there where they went in and again the player was behind him. He still got that elimination. The
Yeah,
quick reaction timing that he has, or that TBS have, is you do see the difference between Chow and TBS. But this means nothing to Belichick, because making it into this position, right, these 3 games means something for them, right? Because it's
yeah,
it's almost
definitely.
near impossible to get into the evening stages that we find all these players participating. So they have something. They're just maybe not using that something right now in these 3 games. Maybe the pressures there, they think a lot more about the short term goal, maybe the prize pool instead of the consistency, and that's maybe where the mentality sort of switches off for some of these players. But for TBS, BJE, and UAE, and underrated esports and etc., undisputed as well. Like they all know what's at cost, and that's that next
Exactly.
stage. That's the long term, the 8 weeks of suffering, the 8 weeks of gameplay that we get to see from these teams. But now we are seeing an aggressive game number 2 here. Viper, 12 teams remaining, and they're getting closer and closer to each other. I'm predicting maybe a Ruins going to be the next RNG zone.
Looking at this right now, it's going to be a really difficult zone to predict. But I would say I want a part of that Painan little river
Yeah, yeah.
with half and half, like half of
Mm,
bootcamp, half of Painan, a bit,
yeah.
just mesh it all up with that river, just like hot dog in between hamburger.
Yeah, no, that would be a very tough position. Imagine somehow the final zone movement is gonna be in the river.
Oh,
Yeah, no, these
that
players
would
won't
be
be
an
too
interesting
happy
one
with
to
that.
see. Yeah, because look at what we have right now. A lot of these teams that are left alive right now have at least 3 players up,
Yeah.
like 3 players up. So moving further into that zone with at least 3 players up is going to be really tough for them. We are going to be seeing some really really interesting fights right now, because it's all about that team coordination, and when you have a lot of players to work with, it's easier to just take the angles, and we love to see how these guys are going to be exploiting that numbers that they have right now.
Definitely. All about now is scouting the next place that is safe, where to make the next move, etc. And HQA maybe could be making a play into the building where Muzz is hiding. Maybe they know that he is, a solo in the building over here. And BBCX very much separated for some weird reason.
Reason?
Hopefully,
Exactly.
Muzz stay safe though, because yeah, where is the rest of the team? Oh, they're very much far out from him over
They're
there.
just on the edge of ruins, though. But I don't understand what they are doing because even if you are going to take a split like this, you should, as I always say, be within each other's visual range.
Mm, mm,
Like, if this squad decides to push up onto Moss right now, I don't really see how he's going to be getting out of it alive because they are going to get him knocked and down before the rest of the squad could actually react to whatever is happening. But looking at that south side right now, it also seems like a lot of activity is about to go down towards that Painan as UAE is coming in, RDX is in that axis, and SPX and yet another team has been, that's EST. They have been eyeing each other up. They have been sizing each other up over in Pioneer for quite a while, and it's already happening as SPX is going to have the opening knock right out here, looking to push up more in and get a lot more. But this is typical Sanhok. You can see already UAE is in the background. Oh, they are already in the background sniffing out what is going on here. We can see a couple of knocks in the kill feed. Is it from this axis? Are we going to be able to pick up a few kills right there? Because they are already covering. UAE is at this point is covering a lot of the exits right now out of Painan, and it's just going to be really really interesting to see how this is going to turn out for them.
yeah, but the SPX holding their POI very much good. It's now down to Skinny. As Apollo is knocked, and Skinny will get out and done and dusted, and maybe a wrong move from them. And it doesn't look like anyone's gonna immediately push onto this position. We do also have Cops who's making, the safe play, keeping people at bay, shooting through windows if need be. But SPX did that really well, and you can see UAE Ace with a couple damages from them. RDX as well in a nearby play position, and this is where Sanhok gets interesting because there's not that much cover, but there's a lot of action available for us here going to the end games. Neptune could potentially go up very early against UAE, and this may turn things around for that winner chicken dinner. A grenade being played, and
Ooh,
onto
damn!
Inspector. Neptune not playing the games with a Kobe throw of a note. He manages to get that confirmation, and now UAE in a pretty tough position with down to 3 men. But like you mentioned, a lot of these squads do still have only 3 men in their names. We are looking at SPX with 4, but Sahil getting taken down from quite the distance over there. So unfortunately, that's going to be tough play for them.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough play, but I reckon they should be able to get that revive
Should,
moving
yeah.
around. So yeah, the revive should be happening, but look, they've got to be really, really fast on that revive because you can see the another team is already looking to push up onto their position with Mortel right behind. Might be getting an angle in onto Tazik real quick. It's a tough one. This is Sanhok. You don't want to give away a single knock because it is an opening for the rest of the squad, your enemy squad, to actually push in. You can see UA is under intense fire right now from every single axis as RDX has snipped out a couple of knocks right in front of them, and they are actually looking to take advantage of that. You can see that is the nades.
Mm.
They didn't even bother themselves wasting bullets. They just kept tucking the nades in, and that is going to be UAE out already in 10th position. And RDX is also off in the distance, taking a lot of damage from SPX with the zone right behind them. It's at this point, Iro, it's really it's really tough for some of these teams to actually make it out, though.
Yeah, I don't. RDX now need to make that zone rotation, right? Because the blue zone is on their back. SPX are looking at that location as well. And they're dealing the damage. If you look over there at Error, he's very low. There's a shot from Miro. He beams! He gets the knock, but it's Ricardo to pick up the knock over there. And they are definitely communicating on where to look and how to get the beams in. They
Yes.
throw in that smoke grenade, but they get that confirmation either way. And now they still in question on how they can make these rotations, but the damages out from SPX at a distance is really working in their favor.
At this point, if I were to be a team member right here, what I would do would be, yo guys, how many mates do you have? Like, we're just going to pack all our mates and give it to one guy instead of all running out and wasting the materials. Just give our mates all out to one guy. Then every other person comes out, guns blazing. Let that single guy just be in there. Just keep healing. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. like just survive for as long as possible, because I don't see them making it out of here that easily, because SPX is determined to actually take them all down. And I don't think they've got smokes. They've got smokes. They might have been able to use that to their
Yeah,
advantage as well. But uh,
honestly, it
it
is
is what
easy
it is, though.
cover. It is easy cover. They can play that to the advantage. But now that the zone is ticking, and once they get that revive, SPX is easily gonna get these eliminations. But again, they need to make the rotations themselves into the zone to find a good position for themselves. Hopefully, Blessed Boy is able to stay behind and pick up 1 or 2 kills over here. But Cafe is already down and eliminated by the play zone. Hopefully, they get some eliminations onto the last members of the RGX over there. But we can see Ricarden, Mero, and them. They find a good position just outside Pi 9. And this is almost your prediction with Bootcamp and Pi 9.
Yeah, it's so super close, super
Yeah.
close. I think I should get paid for predicting the zone so good.
Yeah, maybe you become an IGL for the Inkosi Super Cups.
Interesting. I'll probably think about that.
He'll
So,
probably think about it.
I was just looking at Blackjack Esports right now. They just dropped down immediately from Bootcamp, and they've set up themselves right outside Bootcamp, down south of Bootcamp right now. Just looking to see if any teams will rotate towards their axis. They've not had much action in this particular game. It's still a full squad up, while a lot of the other teams are just sweating it out right now, gunslinging, trying to get as much kills as possible, trying to survive. And you can see F4 and BBCX are also just neighbors right now, looking to take the shot into each other.
I'm surprised Muzz is still alive. Maybe the play wasn't to go and double key into the building, but it somehow remains for them. BBC, SPX making that rotation. Somehow Tiger is still alive in the play zone. Blessed Boy making the rotations as well, right over there. And now we get to see Muzz take a
Wow.
bullet and a half onto Fury, and Fury is in a tough position. The window is taking the shots onto here, but they managed to put pressure onto Warguard. Mars pushes into the building, Havoc as well, and now Warguard trying to do as much as he can, but he can't do anything because he's outnumbered in that position, and the damage is clear and done out for them.
Completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, completely overwhelmed. But look here, Viper could have a revenge onto TBS and BGE for that previous game of them. Maybe they get into a fight as well. But Tiger is going to get taken down to the play zone. It is ticking for quite a lot at this stage. Mortal takes out Bot Jeff. And it's actually BGE and Bot Jeff getting into a fight, and third parties getting involved as well.
Yeah, the third parties always get involved. You can see it's a triangle between TBS, RDX, and BJE right now, just trying to eat the shot onto each other. TBS doesn't seem to be in the best of positions right now, as they are fighting Blackjack Esports as well as the play zone, doing a lot of damage onto their position right now. So it's not looking too beautiful for them. But we'd love to see how they are going to be reacting to this one. But RDX is also bringing in that pressure onto them as they are trying to make their way into that position. Blackjack Esports just trying their best right now to survive, as RDX is looking left, right, and center, trying to make sure they don't get caught out in the open as well. SPX has been able.
Yeah. You're saying?
I'm with you, man.
You can go.
I'm with you.
Okay.
SPX was actually trying to make their way in from this axis, but BBC kept them, like they did onto the other team that was trying to make their way into the zone. So it's like, you did this to someone, we are waiting for you out here as well.
That's what I was about to mention. SPX put themselves in that position. They are solely to blame. I mentioned that they need to make those rotations to find a good position for themselves.
I completely agree with you, man.
and instead, they decided to hold on for some little bit kill points, and now they get eliminated at like 6th place. So really, it's something that these teams need to consider, is that we're in a small map, the zone's pushing up. We are going to be at the back of the zone, and we're going to be in the same position as RDX was. But now RDX, the other RDX team, is in a good position to try get some eliminations, and they already have. They got 5. They pick up Mars over there. Havoc goes down to the play zone, and HQA Nexus as well, involving themselves into the third parties over here. Let's see what happens. We still have the previous winner chicken dinners still alive, but it doesn't look like they're going to be alive for too long.
Can see Pierce out there trying to just maximize the number of kill points he can get, trying to steal a kill as well as take down another player off on distance. And HQA is actually looking strong on this one as there is still 14 left up alive and just a solo player for our winner chicken dinner team from the first match. That is going to be Cheddar. Looking to see, are we going to see a repeat of
Mhm.
game one? Are we going
I
to
don't
see him
know.
clearing the rest of the squads? There are three. See, BBC 14 kills.
Oh,
Interesting.
that is crazy. But yeah, I think HQA walk out with this one successfully. I don't see how they can potentially lose this one. But it's Cheddar, man. He did some magic last time around, and maybe he's gonna be spreading his cheese again onto the map and eliminating the players. But doesn't look like it's possible. I mean, it was a 1v3, but a 1v4, I don't know. Maybe Device maybe make some upsetting plays onto HQA. He picks up one or two, and then Cheddar picks up the rest. But this one is still going to be very much a tricky one. Device staying in the play zone, and will be using up his heals maybe in that position over there. Very much early as well, using his heals, but hopefully trying to
Uh,
squeeze in a second place. That zone is
uh,
taken quickly, and he might just not
uh,
make it.
that
And
is gonna
no, he
be it.
scuffs it up, and it's now down to Cheddar. A 1v4, a back-to-back win. I doubt.
Well, it's too. I don't know. I feel like HQA has the advantage. They have not. I feel like they have the advantage, but will he be able to clutch it?
Nope.
He was able to take down two, but the numbers are the numbers this time around just wins, man.
Yeah. They pushed together. They were more coordinated than TBS lost in the last map. But for BJE, they've been so consistent. That's the first and second for the evening already. Yes, only 2 kills, but those placement points count a lot.
Yeah.
Congratulations to HQA who managed to pull in a winner chicken dinner alongside 6 eliminations. BBC X as well with 14 eliminations and a third. They're definitely going to be topping up most of the points, I think, for this game over here. We'll have to wait and see what that means. But for Bella Chow, Mad, BBC, as girls, I think, just finding themselves getting eliminated very, very early over there. So that's not where you want to find yourself in.
I'm sad. I'm sad. They were last today. What happened, my girls? What happened? You have to pick yourself up. Like, I don't understand. Well, this game was quite interesting. Viper, what did you think about this game? What was your favorite part?
So I think I was actually expecting. I was hoping Cheddar to pull off a miracle at the ending part, like just clear out. It went for the first guy. It went for the second guy. I was like,
Nah.
can he do it? Can he get it done? But unfortunately, he was unable to do it. But good job
No,
right there
the
to HQA actually being able to clutch that victory. And I must say, worthy of mention is BBCX being able to just
yeah.
pick up that amount of kill in Sanhok is beautiful.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was crazy. Let's see the standings right now. We're gonna see who's the first for this game. Helping quit addiction is the first one with 15 place points, 6 kills that give them 21 total. Blackjack Esports, we can see they were very efficient today. So we have 14 points for them, like with 12 place points and 2 kills. Royal Demo went third with 8 place points and 6 kills with 14 total points. The boat squad, we saw them, they were pretty good today with 9 kills and 4 place point that gave him 13. So we're going to go now on Miramar. So what do you think would be the best strategy now? Because we saw we what's the best strategy to get rid of Cheddar? Because Cheddar is like, it's really rough. Like, I don't understand why what happens with him? His team always gets wiped, and he's right there, just like I don't know, Highlander or something. We have to cut his head off so he can die. I don't know. Iro, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, Cheddar today is playing really well. I think it's, that first game as well put in a retrospective going into the next game. So he has a confident boost, and it's going to carry on into Miramar. I can tell you that we will see that team going into the top five positions. First, second, maybe, who knows? But yeah, it's really crazy. And again, we didn't think HQA, a new team for us, sort of on the map right here, getting a winner chicken dinner. So that's exactly what they need, right? We talked about a Viper, a winner chicken dinner, and some
Yeah,
consistency means that you can somehow squeeze
All
yourself with
right.
the remaining weeks that is left.
All
yeah,
right, so
definitely.
now we have the right standing. So take us through it, Iro, because the first one was wrong, I think. So
Yeah.
take us through it.
Okay, so first we have that BBC X and Viper, your man of the moment, the word of the moment. With those 14 nominations, they get a total points of 24 in first place. HQA coming in second with 21 points. Blackjack Esports squeezing in the placement points with a total of 14th in third. Royal Demo in fourth with 14th as well. TBS in fifth place with 13 points. X Space in sixth with 11 points, and then SPX Blue Sharks in seventh with 7 points, and Royal Demolition Explosive in eighth place with 2 points, tied with EST as well as Mad Clan, and that's gonna wrap up page number one. Going over to the second page, we're gonna have the following teams up in 11th place and tied all the way till 13th on 1 point, and then GD as well as Bella Chow and BBC Golds grabbing 0 points in respect. So 14th, 15th, and 16th. So yeah, those are gonna be the results and standings for game number two. That is Sanhok.
Yeah, Viper, can you tell us what happened with Undisputed Africa today? Like, we didn't saw much of them.
So I feel they started out the game well. They made some questionable rotation, as Iro pointed out along the game, and then went and got themselves in a position that was right behind Nan. I felt they were going to pull a third party when the fight was going down, but unfortunately they played a little bit too passive along the line. Probably if they had, switched up their aggressiveness, gotten into that third party, they might have been able to clear out SPX as they were trying to make their way into the zone and could have been able to, pull off some stunts and maybe get better placement points along the line. So,
All
yeah.
right, all right, all right. So, I just want to say to my BBC girls, I don't know, please pray uka uka or something. I don't know. Do something. You are on the second page. I don't want to see it happen again. Please, girls. You have to represent, represent. So, we are going to go on a short break now. And when we come back to the break, we're going to go on Miramar for the third game, and we hope to see some surprises like Cheddar always trying to take a clutch. So, see you tout à l'heure. In French, it means see you later. And we'll see you after the break. Welcome back, everyone. Now it is the Inkosi Super Cup season for week 6. We already did game 1 and 2, and now we're going to go to the last game in Miramar. So, what did you, I don't know, what is your preferred strategy to go in Miramar, Alex?
Again, Erangel and Miramar is practically almost the same sort of strategy that you need to pull off. Different times of the day, though, you've now gotten to know your opponents, your oppositions, and what the gameplay is like. So use what you've learned in game 1 and 2, implement it towards game number 3, and that is to be consistent, play it slow, work your way to good positioning, and so forth. And hopefully, you find yourself in a win, in a good towards the end game. Pick up kills. Kills matter the most. We see BBC, they have 14 eliminations. They didn't win the game, but they have the most points. And that is exactly what happens. Balance out your eliminations alongside your placement points. Don't be too passive on the gameplay when making those rotations. Get a couple tags and scare off the third parties or parties that are looking to get into a fighting position with you. If you see yourself rotating, make sure you're rotating with vehicles, because in Miramar, a huge map, you need to have vehicles, especially towards that end game perspective, because they count as cover for yourself. They count as mobility towards that end game, and that's really what matters the most, especially in these open plan fields that we get to see in Miramar. Get height. Height is also crucial. Try find yourself in the early stages on the mountains, sniping down on players. Try get as much, but at the same time be passive as well. Very, very
Yeah,
contradicting strategies, but let's see
yeah.
what happens.
Yeah, what do you think, Viper? What would be
I think
your own strategy for this?
I think Ira said a lot of it, but one more thing I would love to add. You might not know this, but Miramar is quite dusty, so you might need to get some sunglasses and a few face masks out there to survive and be able to see through the dust. But ultimately, as Ira said, prioritize getting those vehicles, making your rotations fast, and the high ground. Very important.
Yeah, so for my French-speaking audience, ce qu'on disait, c'est que pour la dernière carte qui est Miramar, c'est une carte un peu comme Erangel, donc c'est assez grand. Donc la technique qu'il faut adopter, c'est plus prendre les véhicules, se placer correctement selon les différentes zones et puis communiquer. Il faut surtout communiquer. I think they should communicate because it's really important to see what's going on uh, where you aren't to build a better strategy. Donc, pour avoir une meilleure stratégie, il faut communiquer avec ses partenaires. Donc, on va prier. We're going to pray for the Uka Uka spirit to get to the team, to the BBC girls team. Please, Uka Uka, get good aim for them, give them good aim, give them good loots. I don't know, but help them because they are shaming me. Oh. I'm the only guy here. We are three. We are three, two men, one girl. So BBC girls, you are you are representing the girls. So please get on the first page for the last game. I'm just asking that. Don't get first if you want, but get on the first page. This is the only thing I want. Voilà. Donc BBC Girl, si vous parlez français aussi, venez à la première page, s'il vous plaît. Gagnez un peu seulement. C'est très important. Can you please give them some advice, please, please. I need them to hear what you have to say. You already told them your strategy, the best strategy to win, but give them some advice because I don't think they hear them. I always tell you what's the best strategy, but they don't listen. Viper, please, please.
Well, first advice I would give them, from my own point of view, is they need to just forget about what they are trying to work towards, maybe get to promotion, relegation, or get the money. They just need to first enjoy the game. You
Mm.
understand what I'm saying? Take that pressure off, take that edge of pressure off, because being under pressure is going to put you in a position whereby you can't make proper decisions or you get too jittery while you're trying to play the game. So just relax, enjoy the game, and every other thing will just fall in place.
Alex, please give me some advice too.
Honestly, I'm gonna go with Viper. It comes down to enjoying the game. When you carefree, enjoying yourself, releasing that pressure, like you'll find yourself playing from a bird's eye view, if that makes sense. Like you're really not present in the game, but you enjoying yourself. You're just free. Every decision you make is working. Your reaction time is there, and that's exactly what the BBC girls need to do today.
Okay, so take us away. We're deploying right now in El Pozo, Los Leones. We're going to see what's going to happen in Miramar today.
Yeah, massive map out here. Iro
Yeah, sure.
is
That is gonna be an interesting flight down onto the map. Hopefully, we get some people going Impala. I don't know. It's a very good place for me, but very far out. I don't see anyone making that rotation in the sky. A lot of these teams jumping off very early, trying to go Crater Fields, Water Treatment, San Martin, and maybe Los Leons as well. You'll be able to see some players over there, but that is going to be a huge passive start to the gameplay if these guys are not contesting each other, which by the looks of it, it does look like a lot of these guys are finding themselves in a good position. Our puzzle is really huge, right? They can share for
yeah.
BBCX as well as SPX if they are going to be contesting each other, because one team can land half, the other team lands half. They can respect each other, but at the same time, that's not really what battle royale is. Battle royale is, oh, you're landing by my spot. I want you out. I want to get you eliminated. We'll maybe be seeing that over there, and maybe BCX landing there by water treatment. So really good spot for themselves. TBS going quite close to EST as well as UAE. So some couple of there. But if you look at that zone, UAE TBS need to stop making that rotation inwards, and then we'll be seeing. And we also got then our HQA winner chicken dinner winners last time around already located into the map, and we'll be able to see exactly what happens. But yet again, somehow XE and Mad Clan are finding each other in battle, and it's always the same thing. Magic or a solo from Mad Clan is gonna be landing on them. Is gonna get tagged up, and then the team is nowhere to be seen. But it doesn't look like they're able to get that
what
final
what
knock onto him.
what is Mad Clan doing? What are you guys doing out here? Really?
Yeah,
Like
I don't
this
know.
happened earlier on, and this is exactly really similar to what happened earlier on, and it's
Yeah,
just repeating itself. And trust me, this is way worse than Sanhok, because if they don't, they're already getting out of there. But if they don't get themselves into a building to get the loot as quickly as possible, this is Miramar. You
uh,
have to like do an extra, put extra effort to get the right kind of weapons that you can use to, navigate these maps out here. So you don't want to
exactly.
be getting stuck earlier on. And talking about the zone, when you were mentioning Impala, I had it at the back of my mind. Like I was halfway praying that the zone pops towards that Impala
Mm.
and those two little islands right there. But the zone was like, not today, bro.
Not
Taking
today.
you all the way over.
Yeah, we're gonna have a weird zone right now. A lot of high grounds as well that is available in there. So for SPX and BBC, if they can just position themselves onto that mountain, ooh, we'll be seeing some beauty come in over there. But yeah, we have seen some players getting eliminated, and
Yeah.
hopefully we are not going to be seeing Bella Chow, the likes of them, getting taken out very early. In fact, where are they located right now? I'm not exactly seeing them on the. Oh, there they are. I
Um.
see them. I see them. So
Oh,
TBS already in an
TBS.
early engagement. It does look very bad for Bot Jeff, as he's now going to be taken down by Apollo,
Wow.
and ESC is able to do
They have.
exactly that. And I think this is already like a second knock confirmation that could come in from EST.
Yes, I think I believe so. They've been able to take down one of them earlier on.
Yeah.
EST is really, really hungry for the kills right now. You can see them pushing on to. Oh, this is a bold push. Oh, Genji his back is up against the wall. Not much he can do at this moment. And it gets finished by that S2. Oh, that S12K, bro. That weapon.
Yeah.
No, that weapon is a wicked one, but Akil is going to be forced to take to his heels tucked between his legs. It's actually the smart move to make at the moment. Right now, he's just got to go get the probably get a bike and wait to make his movement deep into the zone, because being a solo out here, when you are not cheddar, is really difficult, bro.
Yeah, definitely, definitely difficult. And with a huge map, I don't see him even getting close to, those placement points. He still needs to make the rotation into the safe zone. And you got Mad Clan in front of him, XE in front of him, RDX in front of him. Behind him, you got EST and UAE. So really, I don't see how they can get any placement points in this one over here. BJE quite close to Mad Clan as well, so they could potentially find themselves in combat. But Chow, I'm hoping they are able to pull a heist on the winner chicken dinner, and hopefully some placement points for them, because they come in into these three stages, but they haven't really shown anything for the maps in game 1 and 2. Hopefully Miramar is where their stronghold is. They know how to get the good rotations. And talking about good rotations, I'm loving SPX positioning already. That's where you want to find yourself in. Those heights over there, these are really, really good for them. And you can just see a
Yeah.
mini bus rotation coming out from XC Banner and Zane. So let's see what happens over there. But no one really has been seriously eliminated except out from TBS.
You know, one thing in this Miramar is this boss. I fear this boss a lot, because this is one of the worst vehicles out here in Miramar. This boss will get you killed in the blink of an eye. Like, tada!
Mm,
Like it's not fast. The acceleration to speed up from zero is really slow, and they just need to face your direction, and in the blink of an eye, you are out of the match. So, anyways, exactly. You can see they're already splitting up right there. How about love to see it? Love to see what's going on right now. TBS not having a fun day, as it's just one player left up alive for them. HQA looking pretty dead center of the zone right now, waiting for that next zone to pop, so they would know if they need to make a reaction, make that move further into another position. SPX still looking like they are setting up a perfect position. I can see them moving their vehicles into proper positioning, probably out of arm's way. And we still have BBC girls, GD trying to make their way into the zone, as well as RTX from that eastern part as well. But UAE also already packing up, making their way in from the southeastern part of the zone. So at this moment, majority of the teams are focused on getting their rotations right and getting their positioning done for that later game.
mm, mm. Let's see what happens now with these plays and so forth. But it is getting quite congested around HQA. If you look over there, they're literally driving in between each other, between RDX and HQA. EST
Yes.
making a rotation on the edge of the land, just following the road over there. But they could potentially bump into XE anytime soon. UAE also making that rotation, and surprisingly, Toyo is very edge of map and separated from his
Um,
team, which is questionable why that happened. But Reverb
Mad.
getting close to Mad Clan, and he's taking up quite the damage. Question: what is happening over here? Why they've come to do
Wow.
that? But Magic is now gone and being eliminated by Cheddar. Cheddar can push into the position. It's only a solo player left over there to sort of revive Magic right now, and you can see Cheddar not really be too aggressive. They are down to two players, Cheddar as well as MG, as it looks like one of their players unfortunately could not get into the final game over here. But for them, they've done really well. Blackjack Esports, if you do remember, they started very slow on that beginning
Yes.
of the season, but they really worked their way up to where they are right now. And with the performance that they've had today, it's a huge GG's to them.
I think we didn't see much of them from week one to week three.
Yeah.
We started seeing Blackjack Esports. I think the first time I actually saw Blackjack Esports in Inkosi was week four.
Mm.
and they are already as a week week 5, I believe they were already in that 11th position, meaning a few games in they've actually been able to get themselves up into that leaderboard. And with the performance they've brought in today, with the first position in the first game, second position in the second game, and we don't know what they're going to bring in this game because the numbers is not on their side. But game after game they've proved that it's not always about the numbers. So yes, we might be seeing them touching a few points more in this particular game, but it's not looking too inclined towards their position. I would love to see how that one will be playing out.
Yeah, let's see exactly what happens. But Cheddar, who's been the hero for the entire day across every single team, I have to give him the respect for the evening as he did extremely well. You know, with that long break that we did have in the Inkosi, the solo clutch gameplay to spectate means that we are hyped for the rest of the weeks to come. And Magic and them, even though they know the numbers in that place, they're playing it a bit safe, playing it a bit passive. But you can see now a little bit of plays coming in, but they're just going to disengage and they're going to set into the sun safely. So that's going to be fun for them. And Mad Clan will just go back to repositioning and getting themselves in a good play for now. And then you're seeing XE, TBS. TBS still alive. He makes a rotation also, so sort of same way as ECT, but staying edge of zone. UAE playing it very passive today. You know, like what's happening with them? I thought they would have grabbed first place on the map, seeing that a lot of the other plays haven't really come through for the evening. But
Yeah,
UAE very passive.
yeah. Looking at I think last week, last 2 weeks we didn't have any game last week, but the last week 5, UAE came in. We were expecting a lot from them, but they didn't really perform as much as we expected from them. Even though they've gathered a lot of points, gotten up to that fourth position. But I feel like UAE, it takes with what I've noticed, it takes quite a while for them to actually get themselves acclimated to new teams. When they're playing around new teams, they tend to wait to hold back a lot because they don't know the kind of teams that they're playing against. But sometimes you just have to, like, let it go and bring the terror, and just make it work.
Yeah, definitely. HQA previous game winner chicken dinner still alive in this one. Fierce Nexus and Schnitz are still making the rotations over there. Tiger Era as well as Cafe also over here making the rotations, but that zone shift very high, close to El Paso right over there. So BBC and them they still very much safe in this one. BBC Girls as well very much good rotations coming out from them. Cheddar somehow all behind Mad Clan making the rotations, and you can see a good positioning coming out from some of these teams. EST and them making the rotations out in the distance, rarely rendering out of the place. But HQA getting into the knocks onto Skinny.
Hmm, interesting one coming out here. EST already reduced down to just one player, as their full squad has 3 kills in total. But interesting to see right now that the all no squad right now is dead and gone. Like, we still have at least a player up for every single team. And as I was just watching earlier on, towards that southwestern part, I believe, um Akil has already found his way up top, and he's not looking too bad for him because he has some sort of opening to get into that zone. He just needs to find a perfect position to hold in. But the XC is right on his tail. Another worry for him as well. UAA, as he said earlier on, is playing it a little bit slow in this one, probably waiting for the end game. Maybe we'll love to see how they want to play that one. The two RDX teams are also trying to make their way in deeper into the zone from that southern side, while F4 War God is putting in the shot onto Mad. Mad today has just been on the receiving end, but I do hope that changes for them along the line, but because they've actually been able to recover from every single knock. But it's going to put a lot of strain on their armor and their, e-labels, I must say.
Yeah, definitely. SPX going up against BBC. and it does look like the numbers are not in their favor. Muzz, however, could be a bit too aggressive over here and find himself getting knocked. The tags are coming in from GD as well, so third party onto BBC, and now they put themselves into a pinched location where they can't really make further rotations. Muzz just hugging the floor over here. Ricardo and Cops and Miro, I think, are going to be happy with what's happened right now because they're not going to get into a fighting position just yet, thankfully, to third parties. But Muzz trying to get in
Hmm.
just over this little bit of cliff and onto Miro and them. And I'm hoping that SPX actually are locating this one. Maybe even Ricardo with this little bit of a flank coming towards that right side means that Muzz and them could be in a tough position. But Device sort of picks that up, and shots are happening left, right, and center right now.
For BBC right now, I've just been watching, I've been looking at this scenario they've got themselves into. What they should have done before SPX picked up on it, they should have been the one getting that flank, sending two players towards that position with what Moss is doing right now. They should have sent two players in earlier on before SPX picked up on that because they would have been able to get an hand up onto SPX positions right now. Probably Fear and Device just go towards that axis and get in on cops right real quick. But it doesn't seem like they will be doing that as SPX is already setting up inside the next zone, trying to make sure they hold themselves well. But I reckon they are almost out of trouble because GD has moved away from that sandwich position that BBCX have put them in themselves in. So it's a dynamic game. It just keeps changing. So you can't just keep staying in one place and expect results.
Yeah, exactly. It's a changing game constantly. F4 finding themselves in a tough position as they get teamed wiped over here by Mad Clan. Mad Clan actually playing so much better because we actually get to see them as a full team. SPX finally getting in a knock onto BBC Cova, but I don't think they will be able to get that final confirmation and just hogging onto a tree of cover, a safe haven of note. But it does look like maybe Muzz will make a play onto cops over here and get that final
Wow.
elimination. But there's still third parties around, and you can see a clear shot, clear onto the action. Muzz getting in over there, and unfortunately for SPX, they just can't get that confirmation onto that player. Hopefully they can, but it won't be now for sure.
Yeah, Moses' position was a blessing right there to his teammates as he just came up right behind Cops, up the shots in, and he might be able to even do a little bit more damage onto GDA just off on the distance. Our rotations coming out right now they're really, really delicate rotations because we've got teams set up already in different positions. I would love to see how UAE is going to complete their rotation and how they will be performing in this particular position. As I was saying, that they've actually started engaging the guys from HQA as well as BBC is taking a bit of damage here and there, but the revives will definitely be happening. The assault from Bella Ciao right now off in the distance. It's not looking too solid, not too strong because they don't have that much of a good position themselves, but they are trying to take this fight out with grenades and giving themselves in as much cover as they can get with the salt and smokes right there. But it's all crazy on every axis, and they don't also have the numbers to their advantage. It's what you love to see. This is Miramar at its finest.
Literally. And Chow actually getting into that placement points category now, but at a disadvantage, right? They don't have a full squad to play with going into the end game. They are using a lot of utilities as well, being targeted quite a bit. And now BBC Girls as well playing it quite successfully for themselves. Let's see exactly what happens going into the end game. But that blue zone is going to start shrinking anytime now. They mobilities are also a bit scuffed over here for BBC because they had
Wow.
vehicles and everything, but their cars were damaged quite a bit. Hopefully, with just that set vehicle, they will be able to get out of there. Dark Haze is left as a solo, so unfortunately, they won't be able to do anything for themselves. SPX in a good position as well as BBCX, the guys.
Yeah, it's amazing how BBCX has been able to. Oh, the girls!
Yields are there and the
Nice.
guys as well.
Nice. Yeah, they've actually been able to, keep their full squad up alive, even though they are getting assaulted right now by SPX. And there's a possibility of a spoiler getting played right there by the solo player from Bella Ciao right behind them. It could really change that game around for them if they are not careful. They need to be active at every single point in time. And but the zone is looking quite, reasonable for them. At least they have the zone on that axis. But take it. Oh,
Ooh.
connecting those headshots. I could hear it. Pang, 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 pang. Wow.
Oh, yeah, definitely managing
Wow.
to connect over there. That was beautiful coming out. And now they get to see what's happening. Maybe revive Cat, who's been knocked over here. Dark Haze. Ooh, it's not going to look good for him once that smoke starts to clear out and he gets out in the open. SPX focusing their attention literally everywhere. They've been doing so much, making sure that nobody has any of the rotations and mobilities. Vehicles being destroyed. UAE picking up some eliminations. Chow Dog Haze, like I mentioned, is gonna get eliminated right there now because he smoked things out. They get to see his exact location in an open plan field. And this is what I was saying in the strategy, right? Is that you want to get your early positionings into a good place because it matters in most, especially in Miramar when it's so huge and it's really just open playing fields. And now Mad
Yeah.
Clan finding themselves in the tough one as SPX is
Wow.
just dealing the damage, and it's Blessed Boy who's able to pick up not one but two of their players. But that confirmation may just not be happening right now. But Mad Clan have no rotations because their vehicles have been destroyed. So when it comes down to that bruise zone tickling them, they're gonna need to make that rotation out of that area, and then SPX can start to pick up kills. But then again, we did see SPX in Sanhok being too
Yeah.
greedy for kills, and it actually costed more placement points.
Yeah, we can see almost a repeat of the same thing happening right now. But they are currently in the zone, and I
Yeah,
might not need to worry about that much. But last I saw, I think I saw Akil was still up alive for TBS, but I'm not sure if he's still up alive right now. It would be amazing if he had been able to, survive for this long. It's SPX. SPX does seem to excel at, keeping the enemies back against the wall. Like
yeah.
they just hold them on the edge of the zone. Like we are not allowing you guys to get in unless we are the one getting these skill points out here. But for now, I think Mad has got their work cut out for them because they have no mobility out of that situation. The best they can do right now would be to try and bait and switch.
Yeah.
So they send one player to bait forward, and then two players concentrate on knocking one of the enemies out there. So they might be looking to sacrifice one or two of their players just to be able to make that rotation out of that position. It's going to be a tough one, trust me. Not going to be easy, but it can be done. It can be done. I've seen teams do it in the past, and with more synergy, things like this can be achieved. SPX is actually handling that situation well, but as you can see.
Yeah, for SPX, I'm surprised that they haven't been eliminated, right? Because they're in the middle of everyone, but they shooting and making themselves known. They're not really crouching or doing any cover for themselves. They're just been dealing the damage. And
Mm,
RTX and BBC Girls could be in the potential, fighting position to take out SPX. All
mm,
it needs right now is just a
no,
couple grenades
no,
into that middle over there, and you got Ricardo and
no.
Mero dead. But now Mad Clan are putting themselves in a good position. They're pushing aggressively onto RTX and getting those eliminations. Magic doing exactly what he's capable of doing and putting
Doing.
Magic onto the map. UAE have been eliminated by XE. Has XE as well have been doing quite a damage across, but it's Mad Clan who decide to move left and take out the entire RDX team. But it's SPX Ricardo who's here to also deal some damage. And now Mad Clan finding themselves in a tough position as they have one of their players taking up all the damage over here. BBC, the guys, are still involved over here. Full squad for them. And now it's coming down to literally who will be winning this game. Is it going to be Mad Clan or is it going to be BBC, X, girls, or boys?
Yeah, that was a tough one. It's interesting to see that we've seen the BBC girls up to that top six position right now. I'm pretty sure Happy is having a feat right there. So, congratulations, Happy. And SPX they just dwindled really quickly. I felt like they should have tried to take out Mad really quickly before leaving them to make their way into the zone.
Mm.
Leaving them just put them in a bit of a tough spot right there. And if Mad decides to get a little bit aggressive onto SPX, they might be able to get the wipe. But BBC girls they are looking actively to get the shots in. But
Yeah.
right now, Benna is the last upper life for XE. He's perfectly situated in the zone, but he's got a lot of teams looking around him. So I don't know for how long he'll be able to survive, but do you think he will be able to pull each other out here?
I don't think so. He's in the open over there. He's taken down and put himself in a locatable position. Device goes knocked, but they know where Benna is now. And Ricardon picks up a knock onto BBC XG. So let's see what happens right there. Kira is able to hold the ground, but Mad Clan and them are potentially going to be looking at that position to try get those eliminations. But it's Magic to deal the damage again. Yet onto BBCX. So let's see what happens now. Down to 3 teams, 10 players. And could we potentially
Wow.
see a BBCXG win? I doubt it, as 2 players now have been knocked down from their position. BBCX Cover as well as Fear are left alone in this position to sort of get the eliminations, but some revives are happening, and we could potentially be seeing the BBCX for Covert Device and Fear to win this game, as they do have a full squad and they are able to get those revives into play.
Yeah, it's even almost even out here because every single team has got red bars right now. Every single team has got red bars. Everyone trying to bring up their full squad right now, but the numbers might be on the side of other teams right there. As BBC Girls, I think the last player for BBC Girls just want to take that Eileen, but I oh, was actually able to make that one work. So it's going to be Mad versus BBC facing each other as BBC Girls has got just one player outside the zone, just healing up, trying to survive. Oh, Mad with 12 kills up right now. Interesting one coming in from Mad as well. But we can see BBCX also wanting to get the shot in onto this position. They are going to clear them, and BBC Girls makes it into second place with healing strats. Oh,
Mm.
nice.
Mm, beautiful, beautiful. BBCX, however, pick up so many eliminations, and 13 to be precise,
Wow.
if I'm not mistaken with my calculations over there.
8,
BBCX
10, 13.
girls
Yes.
second and fourth, so well done to them. My clan,
Hmm.
they really did well for them. I liked how they got out of that position out from SPX and moved themselves into RDX, where they managed to get those eliminations. But if you look at BGE, they just had a tough one this time, coming out 14th. EST,
Yeah.
as all those rotations were not in their favor.
We are! We are! In which position? Please, please. Say it, say it, say it. I want to hear it.
Second
In which
place.
position the BBC girls
Second
are?
place. Uh, uh,
Second place. We love to
uh,
see it. Thank
you know,
you.
all
Thank
thanks
you.
to our no pressure advice.
Thank you. Thank you for the advice. We love to see it, BBC girls. I'm so happy. If I could kiss you right now. No, I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. We like to see it. So, what did you think about this game? It was amazing. Like, my girls are second, so the game was amazing, of course. Viper, can you tell us a bit about your favorite parts of this game?
So I feel from a team like Mad that was in a position whereby it was I at a point I had already given up on them because it wasn't looking really good for them. But out of the blues, SPX couldn't hold on to them, couldn't pin them towards that back because there was BBCX off in the distance, actually looking to take a couple of shots at them. So they were forced to retreat down into the center. And the nice part was Mad was able to pick up on this in the middle of being pressured by a team and the zone and being able to actively move into a position where they could, get some cover and take out. There was actually another team down there, take out another team, and then use that to get into the zone. So it was just beautiful gameplay for them, and they clutched they were able to actually get to that high position right. So I really like the way they handled themselves.
Alex, can you take us through the standings?
First place coming out from BBX with 13 eliminations and 28 points. Mad Clan doing the most for themselves as well, 12 kills and 22 points. And in third is going to be BBC Girls with the 12 placement points, 4 kills and 16 total points. In fourth is X Space with 12 points in total. SPX coming out in fifth with 9. Royal coming out in sixth with 8 points. The Howls coming out in seventh with 5 points. TBS coming out in eighth with 4, tied with Undisputed Africa Esports. And in 10th place is going to be HQA with an inconsistent game number 3 with only 3 points in the hand over there. So that's just going to be the top 10 standings on the first page, and then we move over to the second page right now, where we have EST in 11th with 3 kills. Kind of GG's to them, just hoping that, you know, in the next time around they do pick up those placement points. But in 12th it's going to be 2 points for GD, and then in 13th it's Royal Demo, tied with Bella Chow with 14th place coming out from them. And then in 15th and 16th, actually, it's going to be Legacy and Blackjack Esports. Interesting plays coming out from these teams. But that is going to wrap up game number 3 and the evening on the standings.
Yeah, let's go to. I don't know. I want to ask what happened with Blackjack Esports and undefeated underrated games like Viper. Can you tell us?
To be honest, yeah, Blackjack Esport, I think from the first place they got it wrong was they were unable to get their full squad in. They got in with a 3-man squad, and then trying to push an enemy, they were a bit too aggressive because they should know they don't have the numbers on their side. So even if you are going to get aggressive, it has to be together. You have to be able to cover and get the revive if needs be. They lost one man earlier on, and things just went downhill from there. So it was just unfortunate.
Yeah, so we can see the leaderboard. We see week 5, but it's week 6 right now. The first team, BBC X, with 66 total points, 33 kills, and 33 place points, is the number of Jesus, I think. So it's good for them. Blackjack Esports, like they were on the bottom today for this third game, but they can get out with 43 total points and 27 place points and 16 kills. The boat squad are third with 36 points from 20 place points and 16 kills. Helping Quit Addiction, they are in the fourth place with 29 points, 9 kills, and 20 place points. Mad Clan, we saw them. They were really mad today with 29 total points from 10 place points, sorry, and 19 kills. Royal Demo X with 15 place points and 11 kills. They total 26 kills. X Space, I didn't see much of them, but they got out with 26 points from 12 kills and 14 place points. For, yeah, it's week 6. Thank you. Undisputed Africa Esports, they went really down today. They are eighth today with 21 total points and 9 kills. 29 total points, 9 kills, and 12 place points. I think next week you have to step it up, guys. So let's see the second page of this leaderboard, this weekly leaderboard. I love to see it. BBC girls are almost out of the second page with 21 points, 9 kills, and 12 place points. Blue Shark with 18 place points. Royal Demolition, 12 total points. The Hell Jinx Pit with 9 points. Gold Diggers Esports with 6 points. EST 6 points too. F4 Legacy in 15th position with 2 points, and Bella Ciao Reborn with only 1 point. They are not reborn at all. We are going to wait for them maybe next week if they want to come for a real rebirth. So, if you want to see the overall standings, you can go to the Nordwing Gaming.Africa website to to see the overall leaderboard. So, for this week, it's over. We saw every team giving their best. We're gonna leave you today, but first, I want to tell you, you can still apply to the Inkosi Super Cup Season 4. There are 2 weeks left, so you can still create. I don't know if you want to create a surprise and go to the relegation. You can try. You can try. Like we don't know what can happen. So don't forget to subscribe to the Facebook and YouTube channel of Nodwing Gaming Africa for more PUBG realness, for more tournaments. You can see it all. For my French speaking audience, si vous n'avez pas compris, je disais que si vous voulez voir le classement en entier, vous allez sur notwinggaming.africa. C'est pas compliqué. Et si vous voulez toujours vous inscrire à la Super Cup, à la saison 4 de la Super Cup, c'est toujours possible. Il reste encore 2 semaines. Vous pouvez toujours avoir un peu de ce winner chicken dinner. Vous pouvez encore avoir 45 $ ou bien 30 $ ou bien 15 $. Il y en a. Il y en a. Donc, n'hésitez pas, venez si vous voulez vous amuser, si vous voulez voir la force des équipes africaines. Vous pouvez toujours. So, I'm going to say thank you to everybody today. I'm going to say thank you to Viper and Arrow for this wonderful cast today. And we're going to see each other next week for more PUBG realness on the Inkosi Super Cup Season 4 by Nodwing Gaming Africa. See you! And congratulations, BBC girls! Yeah! Ciao!